Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be a little repair video on this particular model scale. It's a Tru-Test EziWeigh 1. They made an EziWeigh 2 and 3 as well, I believe. They look basically just like just a few more little changes cosmetically and maybe for the battery charge cable, but the overall layout was basically the same. Maybe some yellow on there versus blue or whatever. But this is older scale. It actually works just fine, and we've got a set of low bars in here for the customer as well, which we've got. One was good, one was bad. We fixed the one that was bad, and it's going. But what I had trouble with this scale was this is wired up to run on a 12-volt battery with these clamps right here. Well, I hooked onto the truck and trying to run his bars after we got him fixed and everything. And it kept shutting off in the middle of trying to test the load bars out. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I thought maybe these clamps were bad, and I'll wiggle the cable around, here, and it was not working. All of a sudden, start working again. Then I started wiggling around right here. And that's where our problem's at. Inside of here, it's not working right. It's a loose connection or something. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this apart. He actually wants us to get rid of the clamps and put it like a 12-volt adapter, AC adapter thing on there. I was thinking plug in the wall. He says it's easier for him to just plug in into the wall and run it that way versus having to have a charged up battery or his truck close by, or tractor close by, whatever, to be able to run it. So that's what we're going to do. So if you got a Tru-Test low bar or Tru-Test scale indicator, I can take a look at. These are older model indicators, and a lot of parts for them are obsolete. This particular unit does not have a 12 or a battery on the inside, I don't believe. So, circuit boards are obsolete. I mean, everything basically obsolete for it. That sort of thing. But we can probably rig you up a 12-volt cable possibly for it. Stuff like that. But, the most basic model scale for the Tru-Test stuff out today is the S3. And they're about $6.75 to $7.25. So they're not exactly cheap, but it'd be brand new. So that's the only other option. And I don't know what this thing sold for new back in the day. I don't know, it was $300 or $250 or $500. I have no idea. So I got to get all this gunk. There's all this dirt in the head of the screws. I got to dig all that crap out. Probably spray it down here real quick just to help loosen some of it up. I got to get this bracket off here as well, because there's a screw right there and it's in the way. So I think we can just, I think this comes right out of there. That's like the wall bracket. You mount it to the wall or whatever with. Okay, let's see. I need my brain. I wish I could find my let me go find my electric screwdriver. There we go. Oh, here. There we go. Because this make it go faster. Screws out of here. Alright, let's see. Alright, well, let's unplug some wires. So unplug the ribbon cable. Unplug this 12-volt charge cable. Unplug the. This goes to the low bar connector. So we'll put that board off to the side. All right. Now see our problem that we got here. Our problem's inside this. Maybe we can undo this and see. Yep. See, it goes inside there, and we got some kind of loose connection. But as you can see, it's in an epoxy. So you can't just scrape it out of there. It's kind of a gel, but it's thick. And then also, there's other cables down inside over here. They kind of what it does, I think it comes over here, up and over, in here, and back over to here for these two connectors on the outside. So if you start digging in here, you probably end up breaking one of these wires right here. So I don't know what to do. Let's see if we can do anything with this little nut here. Maybe we can see the inside a little bit more. I don't know. Let's see, get a pair of channel locks on there and break that loose. Alright, it's coming loose. Or the whole thing's spinning, I couldn't tell. It's kind of spinning. Okay, the whole thing, the nut did loosen up, but the whole thing's still wanting to spin. So we're going to have to can't twist it too much because the whole thing's wanting to spin now. The nut broke loose, but as it's come up to some other threads, it's the whole thing's wanting to turn now. Man. All right, let's mess around a little bit first. See if we can slowly maybe dig out some of this stuff here. Without hitting much of the wires. See, starting to see the little inside the connector right there. I don't want to dig around too much, too fast, digging in there and hit a wire and break something, because then we're really screwed. Starting to get there. wonder if I've got another one of these back cases. Before I dick around with that too much, let me see if I got another back case here by chance. Okay, I do not see another. Yeah. Alright, so what we may end up trying to do is I'll probably slide this back up on here. Because I don't think we're going to have much luck trying to get these wires pulled loose. I think they're either spliced in or soldered to a connection on the inside back there. But what we may end up doing is we may we may end up, we'll put that board in there in a second, but we may end up drilling a hole somewhere else and putting a different connector in there that the customer can plug into the side of this thing and then hardwire that into this somehow. So let's put this board in here. Let's go ahead and plug everything in, because I need to know if I can drill a hole anywhere. I need to know where I can drill a hole at. So put that there. Move this wire over here. Alright, so if we put this on here, we'll plug that wire in a second, but see where we might be able to, maybe. Let me see what I've got here to work with. Alright, well, I was looking for a connector that I could fit into this case, but I don't think we're going to have any luck with that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a 12-volt adapter, and we're going to, I think it's the right size too, should be. Look at the back of this case. I think we ought to be fine. I think this ought to be big enough. I got another one here that works. Let's see. This might work. We're going to try it and see for sure. Alright, we're going to take this power adapter, and I'm going to cut it back here and see it's got a plus and a minus for it. Turn my power my soldering iron on. Let me get my little third hand helper here. We'll go ahead and tin the wires up on this. I got so much crap on my bench right now. I got to pull a bunch of stuff. I was looking for a type of connector that we could use, and I thought I had one, but I guess I don't. Probably would have worked, but I couldn't find it, and I would have to order another one, especially if I find them like tomorrow or next day. I'm like, oh shoot, there's those connectors right there. let's figure out where we can put this at where I'm not going to hit anything. Maybe I could put it right there, or right up here. Probably have a little bit more room right there. That's pretty close to the screw hole, so we'll go up here. So we need to find a drill bit. I'm probably going to drill a small one to start, so I can get kind of where I want it. Put like right here. Let's see if this bit is big enough. Alright, this should work. Alright, there's a little hole there. Alright, so now shove this in here. We're going to unplug this. Let's pull this board out. And we're going to splice it in down here. I think we'll just do it underneath the board. No, hold on. I gotta think about this for a second. Here, this. Okay, now it's going to be above the board. Maybe we'll come over here. I want this long enough to be able to reach over to this. So we're going, I'm going to cut. Nothing's hooked up, so nothing's plugged in. We're going to cut it like, oops. I'm going to cut it like right here. Let's go this a little longer. We'll cut that off. We're going to reuse that. Now we're going to we'll take the board out. That way you can wiggle these wires around a little bit more and have some better room to breathe with. Alright, we gotta strip this back. Let me, real thin wire. I don't have a wire strippers that go small enough to strip this. But I've got a little box knife here. I can just kind of score it. I should just be able to pinch it and pull it off. It's real thin wire. Score it. Should just be able to pinch right there where I scored it and pull it off. Okay, let's bring our little third hand helper thing over here. And we're going to do one wire at a time. Let's tin the wires on there. We're going, that one's just kind of hanging out there, so we'll tin the wires there. And then we'll take the reds, All right, we're going to have to put the board in first. All right, where's that little plug? Uh-oh. All right, we're going to just put all three together. Let's score that one. Score that one. Pinch it right where we scored it at. It should pop right off there. Okay, that popped off. We'll grab that and we'll tin both those wires with some solder. You know, actually, I don't really need this wire at all right here that runs underneath the board. All I need is this connector, because all I'm trying to do is just splice onto this. But we're actually probably going to just cut this wire right off, because that way the guy doesn't get confused and try to use it. So let's do that. So I'll probably go underneath there and cut that wire all the way out of there. So let's put these two together. Put the reds together and the blacks together. And then we'll heat up add a little solder to the iron. And then we'll heat them up. Heat them both up. Let them harden up. And I'll put some heat shrink on there, and that will still be long enough to reach where we want it to reach. Then we'll find some heat shrink. When it's big enough to go on there, but not too big that when we shrink the heat shrink down, that it actually that it actually holds it and everything. So I think this will be all right. So put that one there. Heat gun. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll put some kind of glue, something on the inside and the outside to keep the moisture from getting in there and this wire being pulled on and stuff like that. But let's get this wire plugged in here. The low bar connector cable plugged in, and then we'll plug in this little ribbon cable. Come on. Alright, hopefully everything right. Plug this into the wall here. Hit the on button, see if it comes on. It's plugged on, the little light's powered on there. There it goes. See, it's showing dashes on the screen because there's no low bar hooked into it. Turns off. Turns on. Alright, so we're good. Alright, so let's take this back off. We'll just kind of roll it out of the way this time versus anything else. And let's lift this board out of the way, and let's cut this wire off flush at the epoxy. Alright. Take all the wires out of the way of the screw holes and the edge of the case. Ribbon cables in. Let's put this cover back on. Let's plug it back in first. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to cut this wire loose. I'm just going to cut it off. That way he can't use it by chance. Because he said he doesn't want to use... It's more convenient for him to use it on 110 volt than it's something else. Or than it is to use it on 12 volt on a battery, like a truck or tractor or whatever. Because he said where he's got power all the time. Makes it more convenient for him. Take some epoxy. Let me get a little pad here to squirt it on. Don't need much. That's probably too much right there. I just gotta just blob it over the hole there. Oh, use that screwdriver. Use the big one, I guess. So mix it up. This epoxy that I use here, this particular one, it's got to set up in about 1 minute. And some of the other epoxy I use sets up in 30 minutes, 15 minutes, but this stuff sets up pretty darn quick. Put on all sides. Stand like that. Scrape off the extra. That way this thing does not move. Still a little pliable, so we'll let the thing settle. But within about 24 hours, I mean, it's going to be hard as a rock in about an hour, but in about 1 minute, it should be hard enough to where this stuff won't wiggle around anymore. And then after about a day, this stuff will be hard as a rock. But in about an hour, it'll be really hard. But it takes about 24 hours to fully cure, an hour to really cure, and about 1 minute to cure enough. Yeah, it's already starting to stiffen up pretty good. All right. Well, let me just one more time. Actually, it's still powered on. I thought I had it unplugged, so it's good to go. It's still running. I was hoping that I didn't hit a screw or anything, or I hit a wire. I made sure all the wires were out of the way, so it should be good to go. So it's not a expensive fix, but not a cheap fix, I guess, but it takes a little time to do this. But anyways, that's it for this little video. If you got, one of these fence or weigh scales, Tru-Test weigh scales, or a low bar that's throwing you an error code of some sort, look us up, cattlescalerepair.com. There's our address. And we also work on electric fence boxes. Fencerfixer.com is our website. So, working all brands and ages of these fence boxes and the weigh scale stuff. Gallagher and Tru-Test are our main brands that we work on for scales and things, but we work on other brands as well that come through here. Weightronics, Digistar, Tapari, however you pronounce it, Rice Lake, Cardinal Scales, I guess. I think it's another brand. But anyways, until we see you guys next time on another video, have a good day.